Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round number 16 here in Japan, and we're gonna have a look at the development comparison. So there you go, Mrs. Ferrari, the red line is creeping ahead of Mercedes and myself, Red Bull, with Renault way down there in fourth place then. So we're going to have a quick look at the driver's standing. So it's Sebastian Vettel leading from myself by 7 points, and a big gap back to the Mercedes driver Valtteri Bottas. And in fourth we have Lewis Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo, my teammate, in fifth, Kimi Raikkonen sixth, seventh, Nico Hülkenberg, very good job from him this season, Sergio Perez in eighth, Max Verstappen with 55 points in ninth, Ocon 10th, Magnussen 11th, 12th is Grosjean 13th, Palmer 17th and 14th is Sainz, 15th Massa, 16th Van Dorn, 17th Verline, 18th Stroll, 19th Alonso, Kvyat in 20th and Ericsson in the 21st. In terms of constructors, well, it's a bit of a different story. It's Ferrari leading Mercedes, then Red Bull, then Renault, Force India has in sixth. Seventh is Toro Rosso, eighth Williams, ninth McLaren, and 10th Sauber. So can we get a third consecutive win in a row? The last time we actually got three consecutive wins in a row was in season 3, from Azerbaijan to Great Britain Silverstone. And can we pick up, I believe, what would be a 15th career victory then this weekend here in Japan? We'll be doing basically practice and qualifying. So basically today, in this video, then there'll be another video either later on this evening or tomorrow with the race day then here. So we're going to jump straight into the track acclimatization then session. And basically, yeah, you know, try and obviously get a few resource points on the board for myself. I'll give you a quick tour then of the track then. So braking for the right left chicane, taking out the curb there, but yeah, don't want to be too early on the power. But yeah, just early enough, open up the DRS down the long straight then. But it is relatively a small straight compared to some straights on the F1 calendar. Braking nice and hard then, and just getting a good turn. And now through the S's then, and you want to be nice and smooth through here. Don't want to be aggressive too much. And just got to be also very careful not to let the car slide away from you. And then up the hill, and as we go towards the bridge. On qualifying, that corner should be near enough flat out, underneath the bridge. Now this is a good overtaking spot on race day, so do expect plenty of overtaking action into that little hairpin as we now head towards Spoon, and then we'll go down the back straight towards 180R, and then that'll be it. Then braking heavily into the chicane. So we're setting a purple sort of thing here, a purple delta you could say. So we'll be flat out through 180R, then braking nice down into the chicane. Gotta be careful on the brake and just let the car go. Bit of a slide there, but other than that, going purple. So that's that objective complete, and that's 50 resource points in the bank then. And we're gonna return to to the garage to basically do one or two other practice programs. So we're going to go out onto now the fuel saving program. So basically in this part, and basically what we've got to do for this part of the practice session is basically save as much fuel as possible. And we've also got to also meet the delta required. So hopefully we can meet this objective here then. And yeah, hopefully we can do. So right now we're in the red. I'm gonna, oh you can't. So flat out through there. So basically what we've got to do is save fuel through all these corners, and hopefully we can pass this objective, because that'd be a trophy earned if we could in my career. Yeah, basically we've also got to also meet that Pacific Delta. Or try to meet that delta time. So 4/10, still meet the delta, I believe. So yeah, that lap we weren't quite good enough for the delta. We just failed. Obviously we made a mistake that cost me a lot of time through there. In terms of fuel saving, not doing a great job in that either, but it's really hard, this fuel saving program, because you've sort of got to meet, as I said, that delta time, which obviously is quite a competitive delta time, and then you got to also be reasonably quick to meet the delta, which is the hardest thing about this practice program. So right now it's poor fuel saving at the moment. So that's obviously going to be probably a fail. But I'm going to complete a few laps in here just to get into a good rhythm, to sort of, you know, fill the track, fill the car. So I'll probably do about 2 more laps after this. I might start doing a few fast laps just to fill that car, to see where we're at, and yeah, just to see what we can do really. So as you can see right now, in terms of the standings, if you look to the left of your screen, we are in 9th position, just ahead of Marcus Ericsson then, but that time was set on the medium compound tyre, so it wouldn't have been the best tyre to be on to set a reasonably quick lap, and it won't be the chosen tyre of choice for race strategy either in the race. So we've got Lewis Hamilton, I think, yeah, that's Lewis just behind me then, who is currently standing in P3, and he's looking very quick, and Hamilton and I are going to have an on-track battle right now. It's early on in the weekend, but I'm going to get back at Hamilton then, but Hamilton goes to the inside. I also go to the inside. Then, can we carry this now around the outside? A bit of a slide, but Hamilton will take the place off us. Obviously, that probably cost me a few more tenths than I should have bargained for, but nonetheless, then at least it's a little bit of an on-track battle already. And yeah, just gonna do 1 or 2 more laps then here in the Red Bull, just to see where the car's at. We'll do about 1 more lap. Pin the car into lean mix, saving the engine then here. After this lap, we'll skip then into qualifying, and hopefully we will be in good shape for qualifying going into the race for my next video. As Lewis Hamilton on this lap, not pulling away too much from my car, I would have thought. I'd say he only gained about half a second there to a second, maybe. So that suggests to me like Hamilton, yeah, Hamilton was on a in-lap then there, and yeah, we go 7 tenths quicker than our best lap time, which puts us within about 2 seconds of the best lap at the moment then. As we will now go back to the garage, we'll put on the setup that I feel is going to work best in the race. So as you can see there, we failed to save the right amount of fuel. However, what I can see through then there is we were very good in some parts, but it was the parts really where there was a lot of straights, or where you could virtually go flat out and gain, you know, all that lap. So yeah, apparently we did 0% full throttle, so well, I have no idea actually. I'm not going to act like I know what that means, any of that. As you can see though, purple then in terms of team objective, so we have met 2. So yeah, we will now skip to the qualifying session, and hopefully we can get pole. In terms of what my teammate did then, he did a 1 of 34.4 on medium compound tyres, so that's the harder of the 2 tyres then. Yeah, so theoretically that suggests we could be within about a second of Sebastian Vettel, maybe at the most, but we're not probably in the hunt for pole maybe on this circuit, so don't really expect me to get pole then here. However, in terms of qualifying in my previous 3 seasons, we have always been a bit closer than what my teammate has been closer than. So yeah, we should be able to maybe find something a bit more special than that. But yeah, I'd say pole time would be about 1:32 maybe. So yeah, that's my early prediction. But yeah, everything looking then good as a team here for Red Bull Racing. So now we've got a new rival. If you're new to Formula 1 or Formula 1 games, should I say, in this Formula 1 game and in the last 2 Formula 1 games, you get appointed a rival. And if you beat that rival, it sort of gives you a better chance of taking their seat for the next season. So Valtteri Bottas is my new rival for Mercedes then. So far, just to let you know, so obviously, as you can see then probably, it has all the information. New rival shows a picture of what he sort of looks like, and it's a fairly accurate picture of what he looks like, and it shows the team he drives for, so Mercedes AMG Petronas Motorsport. Shows also where the team are in the championship, so the team are second currently, so that's second in the championship, and it shows where the driver is in the championship and how many points they have, basically. And basically the objective is you have to try and beat them to 30 points, and I'll just show you what I'm on about now. So basically, in the rivalry, as you can see, it's 1-1. So basically, he has won a, my teammate has won a rivalry against me, and I have won a rivalry against him. And as you can see, basically, you have to get to 30 points before you win the rivalry, and if you win, basically, that will give you. So, as you can see, we're not going to do any more upgrades to the car until next season, which is season 3. I'm going to change one of my power units. So this will be the 3rd energy store unit. As also, I want to explain this also to you guys who are watching right now, and so you all understand what this is. So basically, this is your power unit cycle. Basically, you have 4 power units per season, and basically, if you go over that limit, see that add button, you basically get something called an engine penalty. Now, I believe it's a 10-place engine, a 10-place grid penalty for the first new power unit of each one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be a 60-place grid penalty, obviously, in the F1 2017 season. So basically, that would mean you'd be practically starting at the back of the grid. So far, though, as you can see, we've only used 3 of everything, basically, and 2 of everything. So yeah, we're okay, we're safe, and I doubt with, as you'll see, 5 races to go, that we're going to take any engine penalties. And also then we've got the gearbox. Now, the gearbox, basically, you have 1 gearbox, and that's got to last you a minimum of 6 races. After 6 races, basically, you will be able to change your gearbox. But if you change your gearbox before 6 races, then you will get a 5-place grid penalty, which will obviously mean you'll drop 5 places from your qualifying position. Now, that is obviously something you don't really want, because the more consistent you are, the more points you get, and basically that is where you'll end up 7 points behind in the championship. The more consistent you can, obviously, you know, the more consistent you are, the better. Now, question from Lewis. Show me it's on 110%. Now, I do want to warn you that it's only on 95%, because this is for entertainment purposes only, and it's just a video there just to give you a bit of entertainment. So do not take it seriously. Do expect 1 or 2 mistakes, and yeah, as I said, just don't take it seriously. I will be doing races off, well, not in career mode, on 110%, and I may also do a few online races to show you how good I am online at the game. So here we go then, out for our first flying lap then of the day, as we warm up the car then to get ready to go for our first run in Q3. In the qualifying session. We've got about 12 minutes, to do it, and therefore we should get 2 runs, hopefully. But I think it could be also a very important session to get 2 runs in today, because there is quite a lot of cloud coverage in all fairness. So there is no rain expected, however I am quite concerned for the cloud coverage, because there is quite a lot, as you can see, quite dark, fairly dark should I say, and yeah, obviously that can be sometimes an alarm for concern, because obviously that is something that we don't want, rain. However, if there is rain, it could be a good thing, because it might mean we may get pole here today. So Ricciardo was 1.6 seconds off Sebastian Vettel earlier on in the practice session. Can we go any quicker, and can we be in the hunt for pole as we head down into the first corner, braking then a little bit just for the second corner, maybe a bit too much on the brakes, but other than that, cleanly through the first and second corner, up then through the Senna S's. I think they're the Senna S's or Schumacher S's, one of the two, and now ploughing on then through the rest of this lap. 7th gear through there, really attacking them curbs then, and underneath the bridge, a bit slidey on the exit, but other than that, there is overtaking opportunities here in this corner, so on during the race, so do watch out for that. Other than that, you know, not many overtaking opportunities around this circuit. Slipstream quite bad. Heading into Spoon now, and pretty good line through there, I would have thought. And now heading down the back straight then as we head up towards 180 yard. This is one of the most famous corners on the entire F1 calendar. Flat out through there, and now braking down into the chicane. This is where Ayrton Senna lost his world championship, but could it be where we win our world championship one day? And a 1:31.4, not a bad lap then. Will anyone go a bit quicker than us as we now do our in-lap? Grosjean now in second, replacing Jolyon Palmer, so yeah, not a bad lap then through there. As we will now coast back round to Daniel Ricciardo, actually going 2 tenths quicker than me at the moment, so that's a very good lap for him. That'll be the first time he actually out-qualifies me if he can keep up this performance all season long, so yeah, you know, that wouldn't be a bad qualifying for him. As a team, Daniel and I have done I think 5 races together or something like that, and I've out-qualified him 5 times already, so not a bad record to hold against my own teammate, as we will coast around saving these tyres, because obviously these could be the tyres we start the race on come the end of the session. And Bottas then, oh, I think I'm delaying poor Bottas then. I'll get out of his way so he can go for a lap, if he's going for one, as we pick up a bit of rubber. But yeah, these could be the tyres we start the race on, and if they are, then obviously that we have to preserve them as best of we can. Should be a one-stop race. Well, it will be a one-stop race because it's a 25% race, but in terms of strategy it will be pretty straightforward. Super softs to the soft tyre, unless there is rain, which there does seem to be a lot of cloud coverage so far throughout this Japanese weekend here in Japan. And obviously that causes alarm bells are ringing then in terms of the weather and how it will stay. So right now we're holding firm in second position. Obviously I imagine there's still a few top runners to come, like Sebastian Vettel, Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. I'm pretty sure they will come. So according to my time, then we can go 1.1 seconds faster, which is actually quite a lot then there. So we're now down into third. So we're going to have a little bit of a look at the live timing then here. So Sebastian Vettel currently in first in the championship, and yes, he is on top in Japan. So yeah, only 7 points is the difference between me and Vettel in the championship. So this is once again another important weekend. He will want to win to lay down his marker. So far he's 9th quickest in the speed trap, so yeah, that's not a bad then overall time. So yeah, I'll just give you a rundown of the top 5 then. So it's Sebastian Vettel by 1.4 seconds. I did say there is a huge gap to us and Ferrari today. From my teammate Daniel Ricciardo, who's just at the moment edging me out by 0.2 of a second. Then in third. 4th place is Sergio Perez, and holding a firm 5th is the Haas driver of Romain Grosjean. So yeah, we're obviously going to wait now to get out then in Q2 for our second qualifying run then, and yeah, so overall we're losing actually the most time in the so we're actually very good in the first sector actually, but we're still a long way down off Vettel in that sector. We're losing quite a bit of time in the second sector to my teammate, and we're losing the most in the third sector, so that final sector. So we just need to find that little bit more then in them 2 final sectors, and we should pick my teammate to pole, to second place then at the moment. So Valtteri Bottas, that's a bit of a poor lap from Valtteri. Then down in 9th, ooh, that's not a good lap for him then. So yeah, he'll be certainly one to improve. And is he in the garage? I think, yeah, everyone's in the garage. So right now, the only people out on track, we're going to have a look then at what Lewis Hamilton's doing. So he's on a flying lap as he goes up the hill then towards through the Schumacher S's. Here he's 2nd in the speed trap, so that's a very good speed then from that Mercedes power unit. Obviously still most dominant power unit in Formula 1 to this day, and yeah, but I wouldn't say Ferrari in current Formula 1 are too far behind that Mercedes power unit anyway. So yeah, very good sector. So this looks like to be the 2nd quickest lap. I think Ferrari during this race weekend should have the edge, and we are going to go now back out for our 2nd final run, hopefully to improve on what could be a P2 front row start then here in this for the Japanese Grand Prix. Are we the last car out? I do think so, so that is good news to be the last car out, because if you're the last car out, you have best track conditions usually, and jumping the last car out is best thing, because you've got the least also pressure, I guess, as well. As we have one of the McLaren Hondas in front, but I believe that McLaren is on a in-lap, so not anything to worry about then. And I think some of the cars behind are on an in-lap, so that isn't anything to worry about then, as we will go now and getting ready for this final run here in qualifying. So that's just my engineer confirming we're slower than Daniel Ricciardo, who has put in a pretty good lap time, and even I can say that. So Hamilton then, he's I believe another car on an in-lap, so we will let him go past where he's just crashed into the back of me. Luckily, that hasn't damaged my car. But yeah, that was a stupid thing from the AI. I was letting him go. But yeah, as we now get ready to go for what will be our final qualifying lap, as you can hear right now, we're turning up the engine. Then now, as we've got about 10 seconds to get to the start finish line, then here 6 seconds. Will we make it? Will we make it? Yes, we will, with 1 second to go. And this is not good because Nico Hülkenberg has got a bit of slipstream here. That's obviously meaning I had to defend down into that first corner, which obviously wasn't what I wanted to do. I would have preferred to get a clean run then here, but other than that, 2 tenths up on my delta time. So this is still a good lap, still 2 tenths up. Then taking a bit more of a wider line than through there, but we're now a bit negative on our lap delta as we are quick through there. Then, and sliding the car, pretty difficult to handle through that corner, I find. And now, powering our way up towards the spoon corner. It's a huge hairpin and we're up on our delta, so can we improve enough to be 4th quickest? That is where I think we really are at the moment. We just need a little bit more, and we're 2 tenths now up on our delta, so this could be a good lap to improve, to go 2 tenths quicker than. As we now brake for what is the final chicane before bit sliding through there, and we've made a mistake. And can we improve? I don't think it's enough. We will get 5th then for the race tomorrow. And yeah, we will start in 5th. So it's Kimi Raikkonen on pole from his teammate Sebastian Vettel. No, we will actually out-qualify our teammates just by literally the smallest of margins. I don't think we could have gone faster, in all honesty. We did make a few mistakes, as you will see, as you saw through then that lap. But other than that, yeah, it was a alright qualifying session. But yeah, look at that gap, 1.6 seconds to the Ferraris and to Mercedes then, but also huge gap to Renault, half a second. It's literally there is actually 3 leagues in this championship at the moment. There is Ferrari and Mercedes during qualifying, then you've got Red Bull, then you've got the rest, who are literally so close together. So I'll just give you a rundown then of how the grid will shape up for the race then. So it's Kimi Raikkonen on pole by 1/4 of a second from Sebastian Vettel in the other Ferrari second. So it's a all Ferrari front row, 1-2 for Ferrari. Then 3rd and 4th we have the 2 Mercedes in Hamilton and Bottas, and once again a very, very close pairing there, literally less than 1/10 of a second splitting the two. Then we have the 2 Red Bulls, myself, Julian O'Mahony, and Daniel Ricciardo in 6th place. Isn't bad qualifying for both of us Red Bulls. I'm pretty sure we can be pretty happy with that, indeed. Then Nico Hülkenberg in 7th. Then for Renault, Romain Grosjean in 8th for Haas F1. Not bad qualifying for them either. Very close actually, in fact, to the Renault team. Sergio Perez 9th, Palmer 10th. So that is your top 10. So it's Raikkonen, Vettel, Hamilton, Bottas, myself, Daniel Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Grosjean, Perez, Palmer. Then outside the top 10 we have Danny Kvyat, Massa, Ocon, Sainz, Magnussen, Stroll, Van Dorn, Alonso, Ericsson, and Pascal Wehrlein. Then, so yeah, all of them outside the top 10. Then, and that is how your grid will look for tomorrow. Well, for later on today's race. Then, which will be out later on today. So, as you'll see, then, if things were to finish the way they are, Vettel would extend his championship lead, but only by the smallest of margins, only by 8 points, so that'd be a 15-point lead to Sebastian Vettel. We don't really have to worry about Valtteri Bottas, who's 66 points really behind me, but yeah, so Vettel would extend his lead in the Drivers' Championship. In terms of Constructors, however, we would extend Red Bull, us as a team would extend our lead over Renault. Right now it's 2 points, then the gap is. So yeah, it's very, very vital for Renault to bounce back then tomorrow in the race, later today in the race. And it's very, very crucial for us to have a good race then, should I say. In terms of the top of the championship, well, it's still theoretically possible for actually the top 4 teams to win this championship. However, it does look a bit like a 2-horse race. 75 points splitting Red Bull and Mercedes, and there is only then 25 points splitting Ferrari and Mercedes then there. In terms of a bit further down the championship, well, it does look like Force India have got 5th covered. It looks like Haas have already wrapped up 6th place in the championship. 45 points with 5 rounds still to go. Williams in 8th, shocking season from them. McLaren 9th, not bad, 2 points I guess, so you can be pretty happy with that. But yeah, Toro Rosso also will be a pretty mediocre. But yeah, look how the gaps are. 5 teams scoring 100 points or more, but the rest of them below 6th really. Well, actually below 7th, actually, I'm going to say here. We have a huge gap really to Haas F1. That is unbelievable. So yeah. Yeah, not much really now I can say. All I can say then is obviously let's have a look at what the championship is going to do. So let's have a look at the rivalry then.
Connected.
So a lot of criticism from a person called Lewis Mason. I do obviously appreciate your comments, Lewis. Thank you for your comments. However, obviously, like I said, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's not for, you know, anything else. It's just to make sure you guys can enjoy a bit of Formula 1. Whilst F1 is away. Obviously, 1 week to go now. Well, actually 5 days, sorry, to go now till the Bahrain Grand Prix. It does look good for Ferrari. They should be a bit quicker, I think, in Bahrain than they are in Melbourne. So, as you can see then, we are losing the rivalry. Valtteri Bottas is just edging that one by not much, but still edging it then there. So, yeah, obviously, that's pretty good for Valtteri Bottas, who is in the Mercedes car. As the team approval goes, we're doing a good job. We are the first driver, so we are number 1 driver. In terms of weather, so how is weather looking? So apparently dry dry conditions for track then. And yeah, as you'll see then, we have already used then all them tyres, so we've only got another set left for a race then. Virtually 7 points separate Sebastian and I. Can we get 3 back-to-back wins? That is the big question, obviously, for myself. But the amazing thing is, we've had 47 points finishes in the last 3 seasons, as you can see. From Russia, season 2, all the way to right now, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, in the last race basically. We've had 47, I think, points finishes. So this could be number 48, which is another good respected result overall. As you can see, plenty of wins then during the course of one season. I think that during that season we got 6 wins, which ain't a pretty bad result, actually. And that was in a Renault. Do bear that in mind. And we were drivers champion that year, in season 3 in the Renault. So yeah, not a bad result then. In general, in that car, we did a pretty decent, solid job then there, as you will see. And I was in the Renault, and we were in the Renault all the way up to Britain, sort of thing, to Hungary, and that's when we made the change from Renault to Red Bull, where we became a Red Bull driver, you could say. And yeah, we won our first race in the Red Bull in our first outing for Renault, which isn't a bad job indeed then. Yeah, so yeah, other than that, that is it till later. I do hope you have enjoyed this video. Obviously, hopefully later on we can win this race, and yeah, maybe we can you know, win a third back-to-back race. Obviously it would be the second ever time I have done sort of that thing, 3 back-to-back race wins, because the last time we had 3 back-to-race wins was in season 3 for Renault, and that was the same season where we won our first maiden drivers championship. So are we on track to win a second title in a row, and can we become a double world Formula 1 champion on F1 2017 potentially? So yeah, hope you have enjoyed this video. Please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel also, if you want. Obviously I'm not really too fussed if you don't subscribe to the channel. If you think the channel's shit, then say it as it is, because I don't really like to be lied to. And thank you for today. Thank you for viewing, everyone.